Greetings everyone, welcome back to Math Minutes Monday. Don't forget to follow me over on Facebook at Math Minutes, Instagram at teaching_fundamentals, and Math Minutes over on my YouTube channel. Let's get started moving over to my steps. Alright, today we're talking about divisibility, specifically for the number 2. So these are the steps that I came up for divisibility. We'll usually steps for our whole series, starting with the number 2 and ending with the number 12. So I wanted them all to start with the letter R so they were easy to remember. So we're going to start with number 1, which is read. So you always want to read the number in its full, from the first digit to the last digit, no matter how long or short the number is. Then you want to remember the rule for that number. So today we're working with the number 2 and its divisibility by 2. So we want to remember the rule for the number 2. And lastly, we want to reveal the rule to the test to test the divisibility of that number. So we're going to start off with a definition over here. Alright, so the definition of divisibility is capable of being divided by another number without a remainder. And I got this divisibility definition over at Google. So thank you, Google, for providing that. So without a remainder, if you don't know what a remainder means, that means once you have divided that number by, in this case, 2, you don't have anything left over. So if you were going to share a snack with your friends and you only had 3 of those snacks, so you had 4 people, then you wouldn't have enough to, you have 1 left over and they wouldn't get a snack. So that means it's not divisible because divisible because you have a remainder left over. So moving on to the rules for the number 2. A number is divisible by 2 if it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Alright, so remembering those rules, going back to our steps, we're going to read the number, remember the rule, and reveal the rule to test the divisibility. So we're going to move on over to our practice problems. Alright, so here are our practice problems. I wrote 6 for today. I went ahead and underlined the last digit of each number because remember with divisibility of 2, you have to look at your last digit and it needs to end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So starting with number 1, we have 238. So that does meet the divisibility rule for the number 2 because it ends in the number 8. So that is divisible by 2. The next problem, we have the number 100. 100 ends in the number 0. So that is divisible by 2 because that also ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Number 3, just a rule of thumb for you guys out there. If the number ends in the number we're checking for divisibility, it automatically is divisible by that number. So since we're checking for the number 2, if the number ends in 2, it is going to be divisible by 2. Moving on to number 4, we have 303. Now this one is a little tricky because remember our numbers are 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So the number 3 is not included on that list, which means number 4 is not divisible by 2. Alright, number 5, we have the number 10. If you remember earlier when we did the number 100, that was divisible by 2 because it ended in 0 as well, which means we automatically know that the number 5, the fifth problem, is also divisible by 2 because 10 ends in 0. Lastly, I threw this number in here, 2,468, because these are almost all of the numbers that we have to check to see if the number is divisible by 2. So remember our numbers are 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And since this number ends in the number 8, we know that 2,468 is also divisible by the number 8. Alright, just to review our steps, remember you want to read the number, rule, remember the rule, and lastly, you want to reveal the rule to test the divisibility. Now, if the rule is not used, that means it's not divisible by the number that we are checking. So earlier we had the number 303, and that was not 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, so we knew that it was not divisible by the number 2. This has been Math Minutes Monday. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you next week when we talk about the divisibility for the number 3. Have a great day, everyone. Happy Monday to you all.